Ghostface would wake up in a new area, a new land. As the sky was red, the buildings around him hummed with a strange light. As he knew a lot about movie trivia, but what he didn't know was this place. He was so confused as he started to walk around. As Ghostface would get a nice feel for his surroundings, as suddenly his hand would turn into a phone, then it would turn back, as he could feel his ability to hack into places. Not like Vox and control everything, but he'd be able to hack in to call places, and he'd be able to teleport. This made him feel much stronger, as his fingernails would be able to turn to knives. Because of all the people he slaughtered, he'll be a pretty powerful overlord. Ghostface would start to learn his abilities, as he would hide in the shadows for a few days, until he would finally pick a target. As Ghostface would call someone, as he would use his powers to make sure they would answer, as he would call Stryker. In this day and age, he would have to use a name, as his powers would make it sound like someone else called, or look like. Basically, it would use a caller ID. Since people don't have payphones and stuff now, he would have to make his ID look like someone else's for people to actually answer. As Stryker would answer it, Ghostface would say, "Ready to play a game of trivia? You're not Stella, who is this?" "I'm someone that is fortunate enough to play a game with you. Pass all these questions and you can live." As Stryker says, "Shut up," as he would try to hang up, but the phone wouldn't let him, as suddenly volts of electricity would go through his body, as he would fall to the ground. Ghostface would say, "Answer my questions or just die now." Stryker would say, "Fine, what's your first question?" As Ghostface would say, "Who was the first killer in the Friday 13th movie?" As Ghostface would talk to Stryker, Stryker would then laugh and say, "That's an easy answer. Jason. Actually, he came in the second movie. The first one was his mother." As he hung up the phone, angry, Stryker would say, "Hello?" As he would put the phone down. "Who knows about human movies anyway? I simply heard that over that blasted Blitz who goes to Earth all the time. Oh well." As Stryker would start to walk around, suddenly Stryker would go to the kitchen as he heard a noise, but as he looked around, he couldn't see much. As Stryker would say, "Whatever the F's going on, stop it," as he would pull out his blasters. As he would start to walk around with them, looking around at something to fire at, when suddenly he would hear a noise from the kitchen cabinet. He would run and open it, but there'll be nothing there. Suddenly an arm would grab him by the neck. Ghostface would say, "I'm sorry, but there's no room for wrong answers here." As then Ghostface would choke out Stryker until he was no more. As then he would start to laugh, but he realized something. He made a good point. A lot of people down here haven't seen human movies, so you would have to get in touch with Hazbin pop culture. So that's exactly what Ghostface would do, as it took him a long time, but eventually he would start to understand the things around it, understand the news, culture, and movies, as there wasn't too much horror movies, considering that every day is a horror for these demons, so he was going to have to branch off into more things, as he was finally ready for his next victim. As suddenly, Cherry would get a call. As Cherry would answer the phone call, Ghostface would say, "Greetings, Cherry. How about a little game?" Cherry would say, "I'm not into." Suddenly, the phone would shock her, and he would say, "Game." Cherry would say, "Fine, you sick weirdo. What do you want to know?" As then he would say, "What hit song hit the records back in 2019? And what artist played Come On, Give Me What You Got?" As Ghostface didn't really have a lot of horror here, so he would go into songs, news, and other things like that. As then, she would be confused and say, "I don't know that crap. Verostica Mayday?" As then Ghostface would say, "You're actually correct. Well done. Now, one more question to decide if you're..." Cherry would then try to hang up, but she would throw the phone to the floor, as Ghostface would say, "Sorry, but, if you run like that, that means you forfeit. Are you sure you want to do something like that? After all, we can always reschedule." And as then, suddenly Cherry would say, "Shut up, shut up, shut up," as the phone would end. As then Cherry would go back to bed, as nothing would happen, but the next day, as she got up, she would see her furniture was gone, As she thought she was robbed, she would run out to the door, but as soon as she ran there, she was kicked down to the ground. Cherry would pull out some explosives and throw it at Ghostface, but Ghostface and his new powers would teleport behind Cherry and say, "Huh, you should have played the game," as then he would step on her neck and then get rid of her. As the next day came, Angel would come to see Cherry gone, as he fell to the floor and began to cry. As Ghostface used angelic weapons, Cherry was gone forever. As Angel couldn't believe this, his best friend was gone. As Angel would cry his head out, not knowing what to do, not knowing what he could do, suddenly something would happen. As we cut to Ghostface. Ghostface was out there, enjoying himself, having more victims. But one day, as he was calling someone, he would feel a strange tentacle wrap around him. As he would teleport, Alastor would punch him, saying, well, you're quite interesting. I heard about you. I heard about your carnage. The trivia killer, they call you. Ghostface would say, I prefer Ghostface. The trivia killer sounds better. Anyway, I was wondering if you wanted to make a deal. He would look and say, a deal? What do you mean by that? Sir would look at Ghostface and say, listen, I know what you like. You like to have fun, don't you? You like to enjoy the essence of fear, the essence of excitement, to test the people you go after, to test their intellect. It's all amusing for you. It's all one big game, isn't it? Ghostface would say, yeah, get to the point. What if I can make the greatest game in the world? What if I can get you 50 contestants, one massive trivia show? The winner gets to live, the rest go away. And I'll broadcast it for you. I prefer radio, but since you like TV and shows, I guess I'll use that dastic thing. As then Ghostface would say, sounds excellent. Now what do you want? I want you to defend the hotel. Ghostface would then reluctantly agree. As then, he was sent off to the hotel. As he walked in there, Angel would know he was the one that got rid of Cherry. All he knew Angel was sad. As he looked at him, he would smirk under his mask. As his mask fused within his skin now, a part of his body. Simply like how Alastor's smile was a part of his. As he would smile, he would see his anguish and sadness from what he created. It gave him joy. As Charlie would say, welcome to the hotel. Sure, you're the one that Al brought. Vaggie would say, don't try anything. Vaggie would hold her spear up to Ghostface. Ghostface would say, I thought the enemy were the exorcist. As then Alastor would laugh and say, well, technically you are correct if you would. Charlie would say, haha, very funny. As this would be days after she found out and they patched up. A day from now they'll come. Just sit down. As Ghostface would sit down, he would sharpen his blade and look around. As he would look right at Husk, as Husk looked at him. As they stared at each other, Husk would say, do you want anything? As then Husk would say, what the F do you want? Ghostface would say, not that kind of language. Husk would say, how do you even eat and drink? As he would grab the drink and pour it into his mask. As his mask would absorb it like a plant absorbs water. As he would say, that's how. Husk would say, gross. It does the job. As then he would sit down. Do you know movie trivia? Husk would say, no, I'm not falling for that. Ghostface would laugh and say, you're no fun. As then he would go to a room and simply lay in the bed. As he would try to get some rest. Tomorrow he would fight Exorcist. As eventually the day came, as he was excited for his new battle. As then he hid off in the shadows. As he waited for the battle to start, eventually it did, as Adam and the rest flew down. As they all started to battle. As they all battled each other, Adam and Alastor would begin to fight. As Ghostface would start to teleport in, closer and closer, slowly. As Adam was fighting Alastor, Ghostface would teleport behind Adam, about to stab him, but he would turn around and kick him off the building. As Adam was about to destroy him, Lucifer would come up and save him. As the battle would end like in canon, everything would go as normal. But then, as the battle was over, Ghostface would go to Angel and tell him what happened to Cherry and say, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her suffering, and soon I'll enjoy yours. As Angel would say, you bastard, as he would start to cry and try to punch Ghostface. But Ghostface would kick him to the ground and say, your friend had the most delicious screams, as then he disappeared. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share with all your friends. This video was really fun to make. It was one of the more darker ones, but I think I still enjoyed it, you know? I think it was still an enjoyable video, and I kept getting suggested this for a while. By the way, this is who suggested it, so shout out to them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with all your friends. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments below. You mean the world to me. And before I go, I just wanted to ask you all how you're doing, because my day is doing pretty well. It had some ups and downs, but recently something amazing happened, and it's personal, so I'm not going to tell you. But it really opens up my day. And yeah, a few weeks from now, I might visit family. Because the last time I visited family, I was able to post. There were like 1 or 2 days where I just was so tired from like visiting all these places. Because I was in Vegas. So I was just like, nah. Can't do it. But right now, I don't think there'll be a lot to do when I do visit my family this time. So I know for a fact that I'll probably be able to still post like nothing's going on. You know, nothing's happening. I'm still going to be able to post it. Still going to be able to upload it. It's going to be all good. At least that's my hopes. But, you know, with life, you never really know. And yeah, I've been trying to see family more. I've been trying to hang out with people more. But sometimes I'm just not like a very people person, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I try to get things going. I try to make sure that I am loved and things like that, and make sure that other people feel loved, but sometimes it's not enough. And once someone's gone, they're gone forever. Like, you're never gonna see them again. And that's, you could believe in spirits, you could believe in like talking to them beyond, like, I don't, but if you do that, hey, that's fine. But you know, even if so, you know what I mean, no matter what you believe, they're gone, you know. At the very least, they're gone until you're gone. That's a long time. And that's if there's anything after that, which we're not going to get into that. But, like, spend time with your family as you can. Now, sometimes they traumatize you, and sometimes you're like, you know, so you don't want to, which is understandable. But, like, spend time with them, please. You know? As long as they're normal, as long as they don't, you know, make you that feel bad, just, you're never going to get another family. So it's very important. Okay, that's all of my advice for now. Love you all. Peace out.